Welcome to the Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. Under LMS, we are discussing about the introduction of Unit 1, subject municipal wastewater and engineering, belongs to 5th semester. That is session 1. The contents are as follows. Firstly, the importance of the sewerage system, some of the definitions, necessity for the sanitation, methods of domestic wastewater disposal and sewerage systems. Necessity for sanitation. We know very well that community produces both liquid as well as solid waste. Wastewater that is coming from bathrooms, kitchens, lavatories and street washings and also from various industrial processes. Wastewater accumulation can create a foul condition and release of toxic compounds. Improper sanitation leads to hazardous health effects on people residing in a town, village, or maybe in some environment. Collection, treatment, and disposal of wastewater is very much needed nowadays. Coming to this slide, important for health, a good economic investment, important for social development, helps the environment, and it is achievable with respect to the health. Coming to the importance of sewerage system, preventive health has come to be recognized as a way of life. Development of the sanitation infrastructure serves as one of the sensitive index of the prosperity of any country. Water which is used by community has to flow back as the sewage with the waste of the community. Unless properly collected, treated, and disposed of, this would create a serious water pollution problems. That's why we have to give importance to the sewerage system. And coming to the some of the definitions of the important terms we are going to use in the sewerage system. Firstly, refuse, waste which include all the rejects or leftovers which are worthless, including sewage. Garbage, as we know, the dry refuse which includes waste papers, sweepings from streets and markets, and vegetable peelings, etc. Rubbish, usually it is of solid waste which is coming from the offices and other buildings like broken furniture, paper, rags, etc. Sewage, usually the discharge from bathrooms and kitchens and also from wash basins. Sewage, it is a dilute mixture of liquid waste that is generating from water closets, urinals, and also sometimes it includes sewage which is coming from bathrooms also. Coming to the stormwater, surface runoff obtained during and after the rainfall. Sewers, these are the pipes which are laid underground to carry the sewage. Sewerage, entire system of collecting, carrying, and disposal of sewage. Dry weather flow, it is a domestic sewage and industrial sewage which is collected excluding the stormwater. So these are the terms which have been, I think we are going to use in the sewerage system. Coming back to this slide, that is methods of domestic wastewater disposal. In this we have systems of sanitation. I think in these systems of sanitation majorly have two systems. One is conservancy system and another one is water carrier system. Coming to the first one, conservancy system, it is an old system. It is also called as a old and dry system. The liquid and semi-liquid waste which are collected separately here. Night soil is to be taken outside the town through the trucks and also buried in the trenches. Coming to the water carrier system, it is one of the modern and improved system and presently we are following this system. As human intervention is not going to there in the collection and the conveyance of the sewage. Water is the only cheapest substance used for the collection and conveyance of the sewage. And we have a comparison of both the systems, that is old system like a conservancy system and a new and modern system is a water carrier system. We will go through one by one. So since conservancy system, it doesn't have any initial cost, it is very cheap in initial cost, but it produces very foul smells from the latrines because there will be a storage of this sewage, and aesthetic appearance of the city cannot be improved. Means these in this system we are going to convey through carts regarding the transportation, so aesthetic appearance is not achieved. Excreta is not removed immediately, means it is storing for some time, then we are going to remove it. This system is fully dependent on the human intervention. That's why it is an old system. Coming back to the water carrier system, it involves high initial cost, no foul smell, latrines remains clean and neat because whenever it is produced immediately it will be so carried away through the water. Therefore, because we are carrying the sewage under the pipes, that is in the sewers, aesthetic appearance of the city can be obtained, means achievable. Excreta are removed immediately with the water. That's what earlier we have expressed. There is absolutely no human intervention in this system. Coming to the different sewerage systems, we have a separate system, a combined system, a partially combined and partially separate system. First one will take up separate system. In this system, two sets of sewers are laid. Sanitary sewage will be carried through one pipe and storm water will be carried separately in the other pipe. Sewage is carried to the treatment plant, whereas storm water is disposed to the river. I think in this figure we can able to look into it. So I think that is household wastewater will be carried through one pipe and storm water is carried to the other pipe. Storm water is directly disposing into a nearby natural water body without any treatment, whereas the sewage means household wastewater going to be used for the further stage of the treatment. This is the picture representation. And coming to the advantages of this separate system, advantages, since size of the sewers are small, because in separate system we have a set two sewers, therefore size of the sewers is very small, and sewage load on treatment unit is less because we are going to carry it separately, and rivers are also not going to pollute because sewage is not going to be thrown directly onto the rivers, and storm water can be discharged to the rivers without any treatment. Coming to the disadvantages of this system, since sewers are carrying separately and they are of very small in size, sometimes there may be a problem of choking, therefore there will be a difficulty in cleaning them. Of course, frequent choking problem will be there. System proves to be costly because we used to carry two pipes. Storms sewers being the dumping places and maybe get clogged. Combined system. In this combined system, only one set of sewers of bigger diameter used to carry both sanitary sewage as well as storm water. Sewage and storm water both are carried to the treatment plant. In combined system, there may be some advantages and disadvantages. We'll look into it advantages first. Size of the sewers being large, choking problems are less when compared to earlier separate system. Therefore, it is very easy to clean. It proves economical as one set of sewers are laid instead of two sewers in the earlier system. Because of dilution of the sanitary sewage with the stormwater, nuisance potential is reduced here. This is one of the advantage. Coming to the disadvantages, size of the sewers being large and difficulty in handling in transportation during laying of sewers. Load on treatment plant is unnecessarily increased due to this combine of that is stormwater and sewage. It is very uneconomical if pumping is needed because it is a combined flow. Large amount of flow will be there and proves to be uneconomical where the pumping of sewage is practiced. And coming back to the last point, unnecessarily stormwater is getting polluted. I think these are the disadvantages that is in the combined system. And coming back to the third system, that is by observing the advantages of both the systems, we are going to combine advantages here. That's why we are naming it as a partially combined and partially separate system. A portion of storm water during rain is allowed. A portion of storm water is allowed to enter into the sanitary sewers until the treatment plants, while remaining storm water is let into open drains to the point of disposal into the natural water body. From the figure we can able to look at here. So some amount of storm water which is collected from the roofs is going to be get collected and some into the sewer line. That's how some part will be get introduced into the sewer line and it will be carried for the achieving of the self-cleansing velocity. And observing the advantages and disadvantages of partially combined and partially separate system. Advantages are as follows. The size of the sewers are not very large as some portion of the storm water is carried only through the open drains. It has having a combining the advantages of both the previous systems, that is separate and combined system, and the silting problem is completely eliminated here. Coming to the disadvantages, during dry weather, the velocity of flow may be low. The storm water is unnecessary put load onto the treatment plants. Of course, pumping of storm water is unnecessary overload on the pumps. I think suitable conditions for separate and combined sewerage systems, that is shows the suitability of the two systems. In separate systems, we can adapt where rainfall is uneven. We cannot predict, and where sanitary sewage is to be pumped. In that way, we can able to provide this system. The drainage area is steep, means entire drainage area where the locality that is going to lay the separate system, where drainage area is steep, the runoff will be quick, so that in that area we can able to adopt the separate system. Sewers are to be constructed in rocky strata. Where sewers are going to be laid in a rocky strata, the large combined sewers would be more expensive because diameter will be big. So this will be the suitability. Again, coming to the suitability of the combined system, where rainfall is even and throughout the year, and both the sanitary sewage and the storm water have to be pumped. So in combined system, the area to be sewered is heavily built up and space for laying two sets of pipes is not enough. So we can able to go for a combined system, and effective or quicker flows have to be provided. Thank you.